Hey, hey, wonderful humans. I am adding Naika Gabriel from the Medicine Woman Project in just one sec, an amazing herbalist and community caretaker. Hey, hey, y'all. I'm Zulima, Florida Grower, Reparations Hub facilitator, and inclusion trainer, as well as an Eco Kink educator and speaker. And you're here with the awesome Naika Gabriel, wonderful herbalist and community caretaker. Thank you for so much for coming from the
Thank you. I'm gonna try to adjust the lighting in here. I don't know if it'll help, but how
with
are you?
I am good. I am new to the Instagram and the interwebs, so we both made it here, and I'm proud of us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm tired from yesterday's reparations free store, but I'm good. How are you?
I am tired as well. My body is tired.
Hmm.
But my spirit is so happy.
Hmm.
So much change, and so it's like, yeah, that's why my body is so tired. But I'm so happy. It's like so much that I'm processing and so much change, but it's so good to be in this place and in this place and space. And but it's like, oh, there's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do.
Yeah,
So now, yeah.
yeah, learning to be mindful of that is something I definitely am struggling with and
Hmm.
growing towards, just like listening more to my body and being nicer to it because it does keep me up every day. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, give me just one sec. I want to pin your information so that people can follow you at the medicinewomanproject.com.
Or just the Medicine Woman. Well, if it's on Instagram, just the Medicine Woman Project. And then my website is the medicinewomanproject.com.
Yes. Okay. I just was like, is it org or com? It's com. And then, yes, the Medicine Woman Project on Instagram.
Hmm.
Let's see. I posted it. Yeah,
Thank you. Yay.
absolutely. Thank you for coming. Um I was so touched by the amazing heart blend that you gave me through my friend Angel. I was
Mm.
still processing now, but was going through much more of a rough time and really needed it. And it really helps to just take a minute and center myself and have some delicious organic tea.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you look brighter.
Yes, I've actually like I slept until like noon today. I usually wake up at 7 in the morning.
Hmm.
It's I'm just astounded. And I had your tea this morning.
Oh, yay. Oh, thank you.
Technically afternoon.
Yeah, true, true. Morning. Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Was there anything that you wanted to tell the community about yourself? And also, y'all, everybody watching, you're welcome to ask questions in the comment section at any time before we get started.
Oh, like what though? Like, what do you mean by about myself?
I don't know. Just I don't know if you wanted to put a fun fact or anything. I
Mm,
have questions for you, but I just wanted to know if, like, I don't know, your favorite color or your favorite place to breathe.
yeah, no, why not? Um, let's see. Hmm. I think one of my favorite things to do is there's like a small, like a slab. Maybe it's 6 feet, I don't know, but just enough where someone can go out in the back and like do whatever really you want. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a fence, from the next property. And I live in an apartment, but I'm just so lucky because there are days where I just want to sit in the sun. So I have the liberty of doing that with no one else around. And I legit have picnics and I put sometimes I don't put anything on the floor. I just sit there, have my food. I literally let the sun, like, in a way, the energy just seep into the food, into the drink. And I
Mhm.
invite my cat to be like, hey, you can come, don't sniff, but you can join. And um, yeah, and I just literally sunbathe, and I do need to watch it because I got sunburned. I spend too much time sometimes. It just feels so good. It's
Mhm.
like rejuvenating and
Mhm.
just the warmth. But yeah, I love the sun. And I love the water. So I'm
Mhm.
very lucky that I can walk to the water as well. And like today, I did so. I had been feeling called to just go to the beach, and I was like, the water's too cold. I am not putting my body in there, but I put my feet. And it's a practice that I was taught that salt in itself is very healing, but also it helps break down any heaviness you might have because it's all energy. So when you put your feet in, or soak it in salt water, for example, and not Epsom salt, regular salt, you allow, you can just with presence allow that stuff that's been bothering you or heavy, bogged down in your body, let it go into the
Mhm.
salt water. And I had, yeah, I was like, here you go. Thank you, salt water. Because I believe it disintegrates it in a way or transmutes it. And I was like, here you go. Thank you. Felt so much lighter.
Mhm.
So we are very blessed to be where we are, so close to the water. So those are some things, yeah.
That sounds spectacular. Yeah, we have water, we have woods, we have different types, so many different types of ecosystems in so-called Florida. It is beautiful and
It's magical.
yeah, no, it is that's something that I find so interesting that I find such a shame as to how much harm is perpetuated in this place under colonialism when it could be a really, really incredible place for so much more healing than is happening now. And there's definitely more to come, and always has been so much wonderfulness going on here. But it's just like,
Hmm.
why don't y'all, instead of putting people in cages, just like go to a nature preserve? Like, I don't know. Like, governor, like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, but I wanted to start it off asking you just what in your life brought you to creating the Medicine Woman Project? Just tell me the creation story.
Yeah, I love that question. Um, I think honestly it was created even probably before I was born. And what I mean by that is I didn't feel like I saw myself when I was growing up.
Hmm.
And I like to share a story. When I was in dance class, the dance teacher would always be like, Naika, see, like, you need to look at the mirror. Like, so you can look at your, and I didn't understand that. I avoided myself. I didn't look at myself. I only looked at myself only for the purpose of making sure I didn't have something in my nose or like, didn't look crazy, but that's it. But did I
Hmm.
see myself? Did I want to? Like, I mean, acknowledge myself? No. And it's not until I got a bit older that I started to learn to. But then even then, it was through the lens of beauty, well, so-called, superficial way of beauty and things like this, and for to look a certain way for the people, etc. And then
Hmm.
it's not until years later, I was like, do I even know myself, see myself? And a few years ago, I came up with the idea of the Medicine Woman Project because I felt like us women, we have so much beauty and magic. And whatever, and by women, I mean you define what that means for yourself, not me defining it for you. So you could call it the divine feminine, whatever you want to call it. But that essence, um, I didn't feel was honored and respected. I didn't even honor and respect it within myself or as myself.
Hmm.
And I just kept experiencing trauma or hurt and pain. And I was like, something. And I kept looking outward also. And we can at times, and I don't, let me be careful of what I'm saying. We can have help from others, but I feel like it's most powerful if it comes from within. Like if I
Hmm.
feel called to reach out to X, Y, and Z, to receive a treatment. But I
Mm-hmm.
was not doing that. I was out of not even from within. It was like I need everyone and everything else outside of me to know what's wrong with me or what needs to be healed or this and that. But long story short, I realized that there's a depth that I kept wanting to understand and know since I was young, and almost like a cave.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into myself. Very difficult experiences. Um, but the idea of honoring women, the feminine, but also coming home to ourselves, and that when we keep going deeper and deeper into our own selves, past the superficial or past even the pain or the darkest things that have helped shape us, but not us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, then our magic, our medicine is known and found. Each of us, I believe, literally has that. And so the focus at first was women, because I was like, it's just been villainized and discounted and misshapen and
Mm-hmm.
perverted, all of these things. But with time, I realized we, of course, met everyone, each and every single being has a unique medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I'm getting to know mine. So really, the Medicine Women Project, I swear, I was telling my sister, it was about me. It's not until now, seriously, it was
Yeah.
my therapy. It's not
Yeah.
until now that I'm really spreading the word and being like, this is for gatherings. Like I'm having the confidence, like this is for gatherings, events, individuals, companies. Like if you have an event, I just created a badge for this woman who's speaking at Tampa Pride. She was like, yeah, I want people to have it like blends to have with their book clubs or whatever. And I was like, tell me the essence, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me months to get to this point because during that time, I was getting to know my own medicine, my voice, and loving it and being like connecting with herbs. And I'm like, who would have thought? If you had asked me months ago, like even years ago, it's like, what? And I'm like, it is what it is. I love them and they love me. I love working with them. I
Mm-hmm.
love singing. I love dancing. I love communicating. I and it's like, okay, I love animals. I love traveling. It's like I love inspiring people. I love being a reflection and being like, you are brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That's my magic. That's my medicine. And not being like shrinking behind it or how we're taught to, right? Or
Yes.
like not talk about it or are you sure or being gaslit. It's like, what do you mean I'm sure? I
Mm-hmm.
was born like this.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you asking me how I am or who I am?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me? No, no more. But
Yeah.
like it's so if anything, it's been a gift, but I took the leap. I took the leap during COVID. We all have our COVID stories. I took the leap and it helped me get out of I'm grateful for the relationship, but it was not for me. So it helped me get out of that and find my strength, my voice, my being, and
Mm-hmm.
how I really want to serve humanity. It's changing and it's okay. And I'll say this lastly, as part of the creation story, it's okay to change. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was brought up in a way like it's okay to change up within certain parameters or to look a certain way or a certain time frame and all of that. And it's like, no, 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 no. I have these dreams for the Medicine Women Project to, for example, travel around the world and meet different medicine people and
Mm-hmm.
people who are doing it like this is their way of life, but also day to day people. And what I mean is like everybody, including you, me, my next door neighbor, because
Yeah.
we each have a voice in medicine and be like, how do you get through X, Y, and Z?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's your gift to the world that maybe you're shy about, but that is utterly you. Oh,
Yeah.
like just
Mm-hmm.
you, you know, and just different things like this. And I know I'm gonna do it. When, I don't know, but that means also in order to do that, I'm gonna change. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like being okay with that, even
Mm-hmm.
if people around me who I know love me are not, like it freaks them out.
Yeah.
I know, I freak like my family. I know that.
Same.
I know that absolutely since I was in my first breath, and it's like at the same time, no longer. And it's just I'm saying this to everyone. Don't let that stop you.
Mhm.
Don't let them stop you. Your good friends, your sister, your brother, cousins, family. Like, it's not their journey. It's not their story. It's not their note to
Mhm.
sing.
Yes. Yes.
So you know your note best. You are the one learning to finesse it and to sing it as beautifully and purely as possible, your way. They can't know. They can't. It's not their note. So
Just come on.
respectfully tell them, go back to the bassoon area.
Hmm.
Let me be my cello or whatever and just be. But yeah, that's the long and beautiful answer.
I love that. I think that that's something that really drew me to the things that you're doing in the community,
Mm,
like how personal your work is and how um, it's so revolutionary to me and
mm,
inspiring to me and helps me keep focusing on what I know that I should be doing and the things that bring me joy and healing as I'm doing them as well. Because just seeing you doing dancing and making these blends and giving them with your whole heart,
mm,
and it's just an anti-capitalist way of like surviving capitalism. Like sincerely, it is actually centering your own rest and joy as a Black woman. And historically, that is not something that Black women in this occupied part of Abya Yala have gotten as a whole. And I think that, changing that and leaving room and space for that and being that example
mm,
is really powerful and something that's needed, because I think something that can be so invalidating about the mainstream images and ways of healing that we see is that it often, if it doesn't tell every story and show, especially folks like us that are at the margins in some ways, like how are folks like us supposed to see ourselves as real as part of this, community that they're making up, because community cannot be based in exploitation. So it's just coming to the event, like for instance, that you co-facilitated at the castle. I don't know if y'all can see, I have this amazing flyer here. It was called Heightened Senses at the castle, and just I needed that space so much, and I need the work that you're doing personally, and I
mm.
know so many other folks do, and that's why I asked you to be here. And I'm so glad you were able to get to now that you and my ancestors have got us both here somehow,
Yeah.
healing while Black through it. I love
N- You know, I would not be here without them. And I
it.
thank them and connect with them every day.
Mhm.
And they're the ones who got me out of that relationship. They're the ones who helped give me the strength to leave that new home that I had bought with my fiance to
Woo.
drive down. Yes, ma'am. To drive down and to come here. I don't, yeah. And they're also the ones who keep connecting me more and more to my roots and just watering them and teaching me that wherever you start, it's perfect and there's no way to do it. You know,
Mhm.
we're remembering. And something I told my friend, she's Jamaican and she makes delicious food.
Mm.
She's probably in her 60s, maybe something like this. But she was afraid of competition. Like going at the market and she's like, I said, there is no competition.
Mhm.
Your people will come to you, their
Mhm.
people will come to them.
Mhm.
You will find the right people if that's what you want, so that if you want to have a collaboration, a partnership, you will, even if you both sell food, for example.
Mhm.
There doesn't need like I'm not afraid of competition for what there are lots of people who make tea.
Mhm.
not the way I do,
Mhm.
not for the reason I do.
Mhm.
Everyone belongs here. There's room for everybody. And I think the more we can be aware of what we've been taught and of the narrative, but also that we
Mhm.
create it, less and less does that old stuff matter. We fight by being the truth.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm like, and I think that was hard for me. Like I literally experienced cognitive dissonance for a while because it's like you're living in both two worlds. And it's like, I choose one. I choose the truth. So let me try my best to reflect that in my day to day. When you were saying putting ourselves first, taking care of our bodies, our minds, our souls, like we matter.
Mhm.
I'm not fighting anymore with the images out there or the narratives out there. For what? They're not real. They're
Mhm.
not real. They're not true.
Mhm.
All of it. All of it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, we don't have to live like that. Like we don't have to live the way we've been programmed by the system
mm-mm.
to live because it's very literally killing us. It's whether that be more quickly, like, like as a Black trans person in my community, um, I have some privilege in like that I'm very cis passing, like as a
Mm.
woman, and I'm even though I'm constantly like my self is invalidated, like as a genderless boy just out here trying to live. But it's definitely something that we just can't let continue. Like rest is reparations too. There are all different ways of fighting back. Like healing is also
Mm.
resistant. And we, especially as Black people and people that are femme perceived, definitely have always been the healers and the supporters and the fighters who have like gotten us through by us holding each other. And that just leads me to ask too, like for the future of what you're doing, what are your goals for your medicine and practice interpersonally or communally or both?
Sure. And thank you for that. Um, I think right now, and I'm fixing my website and I'm gonna send out a blast soon on every platform that I'm creating blends for companies, for events, for gatherings, and individuals. But in time, and this is the first time I'm really saying it like aloud to other people, so hello, but I'm gonna say it because it's a dream. I want a bed and breakfast. I
Oh.
want a breakfast, but it's communal. And so like there's fire pits and then there's this like there's an area for different gatherings as well as classes. It's
Mhm.
very intentional and very about awakening and being in touch with our consciousness.
Mhm.
Like I want a place like once a week, people are invited to go in the kitchen with the chef and they're making amazing, heartfelt food and they're getting to learn to connect with it. There's a garden for people to pick things and connect with the herbs and the fresh fruits and the vegetables to honor the seasons. There is like I want a grotto. I want a place to honor um ourselves,
Mhm.
and maybe even a red tent. I don't know, but like this space is going to be amazing. Like people all around the world are invited to come to retreat and to just be. Like I said, I want to interview people, like probably have a podcast one day,
Mhm.
um, and just speak to everyday people to remind them and to reflect to them how brilliant they are.
Yes.
It's not
Mhm.
about celebrities and all these other people. They're great, sure. Shoot, one day you might be one. But beyond that, they are a human being.
Mhm.
Let's not forget that and that we have the same amount of everything as they do. Like, no one is above us, below us, nothing like this. We have the capacity to change the world because we can change our own. So
Mhm.
to not forget that, and so just things like this I want to create. But I realize, and this comes to me personally, the only like few weeks ago, I realized I was complicating things big time. It was all in my head.
Yeah.
And what made it simple was I just want to share love, my love. So then I can't stop because I do believe we are unconditional, we are love.
Mm-hmm.
And so then everything became simple. And I was like, I can do it. I can do it. Whatever I want. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's literally, I love it. And it's out of love. So I feel like being from that place, and if I don't feel it, I don't do it. If it feels strenuous or a little rough, like I'm forcing myself, don't, it's not the time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be hard. Nothing has to be hard in terms of creation. Like I think, and what I mean is, and I'm learning this, it's the flow. For me, it is hard to break certain habits. So I
Mm-hmm.
can keep going with the flow because I'm used to making things hard on myself or go, go, go until I'm depleted, all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wait, so much gets done that I love when I rest,
Mm-hmm.
when I go for my walk, when I eat my 6 pieces of dark chocolate. And it's fun. Like I totally did before coming on here. And I was like, I need to chill out so I can be present, not be like, oh my God, I have all this organizing to do and I'm excited to fix my place. Great. And 6 pieces of dark chocolate. And it's okay. So it's like being kind to myself and just witnessing, I think, how brilliant it is to be alive.
Yeah.
Admits it all. Admits it all. And to remember, at least for me, I I'm very aware of we're here and I'm in here in my room, St. Pete,
Mm-hmm.
in Florida, in the United States, on Earth. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
also aware that I'm a blimp in the whole universe.
Yeah. It's-
And so that's extraordinary.
yeah.
So when I put perspective on that, and I'm like, Nika, chill. There's an order here. It's okay. We can breathe,
Just and I breathe like just yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like I flip it. I sometimes in the direction that I have to flip it back because I think about that as well, about how much just waking up and breathing is an act of rebellion and how I am only one among so many. Um, but it is sometimes difficult not to be overwhelmed by that. And just in the sense that like you said, you have so much love and care and vision to give and share and like learn with others. And we only have so much life and so many things that we like have to get done to live under this system already take up some time. So it is, I think, such a rebellious act to actively be like, no, I'm not going to get caught up in that. I am going to take the time and do the things that I need to be well so that I can show up in the ways that I actually dream of,
Mm-hmm.
and be what I want,
And that, yes, and that becomes the world. The
mm-hmm.
more, like, it's my world now, and it's getting, like, shoot, it's my world now, and it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger as I'm like, everyone else around me, you do you. But
Mm-hmm.
then more and more of us, it's going to be like, wait, it's possible. I can do what I love. I can say
Mm-hmm.
no to this part of that system, that's da, 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 and thrive. I
And yeah.
and who knew? Who knew? And then it's like we defy because we don't have definition like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not defined like and then but it blows our minds and it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. This is not easy. This is like what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about, it's not easy. Like and personally, like I believe in lifetimes. I
Mm-hmm.
believe in lifetimes. And so this is not my first time around. And it's like, it's still hard. It's like, what in
It's
the
still.
world? What in the world? But I'm happy to be here now where I have had the strength to be like, no, no more.
Mm-hmm.
I will not be chained. You
Mm-hmm.
will not do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot do that to me because more than anything, I know I'm spirit. You can't do it to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You can't. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. So I realized that the really beyond systems, beyond people, like all of that, I need to unchain myself. I
Mm-hmm.
need to change how I think, how I feel about certain things and relate to certain things, and um, stop, you know, going around the wheel, holding on to things and old patterns and old ways of seeing things. It's not, like I said, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But when we know our strength and when we call on our ancestors and so many other guides and plant medicine and
Mm-hmm.
everything within and around us, oh my gosh. The system it's been breaking down around us. It's kaput.
Because it's not created to last. It's not created to be
No.
sustainable. And what you just said also leads me to ask, it sounds like everything you've been doing has really changed your connection to yourself, your community, and your ancestors. I know for me that has been the biggest part of resting and reflecting is that I actually have become spiritual in ways that I haven't been since I was a young child. I've been able to listen and to hear and to perceive members of my community, that have passed that are still here for me. And, now creating my altar and doing all these things
Mm,
I wouldn't have ever have done if I had not been like, all right, I cannot continue at this rate. I have to rethink what I'm doing. I'm not happy in what I'm doing. I was working for Greenpeace and now I'm doing my own nonprofit so that I can focus on this
mhm,
reparations garden and like having a mutual aid hub and like you said, having communal fires and all it's just sacred space for rest for us and all these things that I cannot have if I'm toiling and toiling and toiling and not taking time
mhm,
off as well. But with the
mhm.
support that I need to be able to do that, of course, from everyone around us.
Yes, yes. And that's a wound to heal, a collective wound. Um, it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to receive it. And I had such a beautiful experience today, Zulema. While I was meditating, when I was waking up and connecting with my ancestors and so forth, I imagined myself leaning into which I think will be or is my future partner. I don't know. I think so. But the point, but I know we all gush. But leaning, letting him hold me. And what
Mm-hmm.
I realized that image was letting life hold me,
Mm-hmm.
letting love hold me. And throughout the day, I had like energy come up, and it felt like anxiety attacks, but I refused to just get swallowed by it. And I was like, what did you learn this morning? And I just settled in and I just felt the love around me and just let it hold me. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was able to breathe again. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, that's what I'm learning so I can let even more love in, more abundance in, more everything that's wonderful in. We're not in this alone.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in any of this alone. And we've been taught to survive very well. Very well. We are
Mm-hmm.
beyond experts. If there's a thing but beyond experts of survival, that is us, especially Black people. And
Yes.
that's, but it's like how far, and it's gotten us far, but it hasn't gotten us well.
Yeah. It's the surviving versus thriving, like I thank my ancestors for all of the survival work they have done to get me here so that I'm able to thrive in ways that they weren't allowed to. And that is really, really important for
Yeah,
us. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not just Black resilience and like Black excellence,
yeah,
which is valuable and important too, but how about Black love and Black rest,
Yeah.
sleep. How, like, how many images, especially since colonialism and chattel slavery and prison slavery, how many images and instances do we see of Black people just getting to rest, just being able to sleep, especially openly and in public? It's like one of the
Mhm.
most criminalized acts just to rest as a Black person in public. It's
And
just,
speaking of that, and this will maybe bring goodness to your heart and to all who are listening. Sometimes I sit outside,
mm,
like not even in the park, just literally outside, just receiving the sun, just bathing, just being on the ground. And I know it looks weird. And at first, I know it does. At first, I was like, people are going to be driving by. This is
mhm,
not a park, so it's not like commonly seen. And I am Black, and this is odd and all of that. And I was like, I don't care. I live here. I'm not doing anything weird.
mhm,
And I'm just enjoying the sun. If anything, it's an example. You can do it too. It's good for
mhm,
you. And I saw this woman I've never seen it done. She was literally in the middle of the sidewalk doing the same thing. And I was like, yes, not paying
mhm.
anybody any mind. Yes. And she was a Black young woman. I said, yes, receive the Son who knows you and rest. That's what she was doing.
Mhm,
And she just, I said, thank you for that example because we're not the only ones. That was
mhm,
an act of defiance,
mhm,
but it was also an act of authenticity.
mhm.
She's just being a human being, enjoying the freaking sun.
Just being outside in the sun.
Just, so it shouldn't be special.
No, it shouldn't be, but yeah, it should not be.
It
But
shouldn't be. And I realized, you know what? It's not. It's just being human and us also it's changing. It's
mhm,
changing. And because her example, if let's say I didn't see this, I don't know, there could have been other people also witnessing this as well from their window, whatever. It could have
mhm,
been young people, a child, whatever. That makes an impact.
mhm,
It makes an impact. And it's like, that takes remarkable courage. And I hope I see her again. I hope I see her again because I'm gonna tell her, you just came from petting my special cat. She's an outdoor cat. And I saw you sitting in the sun receiving that.
mhm,
I'm gonna talk to her. And I'm putting out there, universe. I really want to talk to her and be like, thank you. Because you give me the strength to just keep being. Just
mhm,
being. Just being. I don't want to even be called defiant or resistant, blah, blah, blah. Just being,
mhm.
you know?
Yeah, I think that's definitely like as an Afrofuturist that's the world I'm working for, where Black people, Black Indigenous people, non-Black Indigenous people, people of color, all humans can do things that are mundane without like conflict and resistance, where we can just be and like that's okay. Like it's okay, it's fine. And we don't have to sit and consider, okay, do I need to, can I have this moment and take this risk? And like it shouldn't have to be something that we conceive just to do something like rest. Like I remember I was reading last year how like an 8-year old Black boy was someone called the cops on him for picking flowers in public space, for picking flowers, like, or I think it was like from the front of somebody's yard, like he was walking home. And it was just like when an 8-year old child, because of their blessed melanin, cannot just pick flowers. Like there's got to be a serious global healing and reconciliation and unpacking and like shift if we are going to go forward. And the work that you are doing is so integral to that because, like, sincerely, sincerely, there have been moments in my life that I know will continue to happen less and less.
Mm.
That if it weren't for folks like you that are creating like sacred space and communal healing, like I wouldn't be able to have gotten anything done that day. I wouldn't have been able
Mm.
to be there for someone that needed me. I wouldn't have been able to just get up and even care for myself because, just as many wonderful and incredible and beautiful and enchanting things and magic that is happening at all times, there's also like a lot of harm and reconciling that it takes intention and work and effort and community. So keep doing it. Thank you for making it more accessible. And I wanted to ask if you wanted to shout out any other Black folks in the community, whether that be, like I'm a Pan-Africanist, whether that be the global community or in Tampa Bay or Florida or the States, wherever that be, if there was anybody that you wanted to shout out doing this healing work as well.
So my friend Kayla Harley, I can't remember her. I had it and now it's gone.
If you
B
message
body.
me,
I got it. B body.
okay,
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
yeah,
you.
okay.
It's B body, BEEBODI, but then also CEO cards. So she has a line. And low key, I have no idea where she is now. All I know is I think she's traveling because I saw her with a huge 180-year-old turtle or something like this. And I was like, I don't know where you are. You're not here. She's somewhere, but she creates
Yeah.
beautiful, intentionally made products for your body.
Mm,
She is such a sweet heart, literally. Literally. And she does a lot of different things around movement.
mm,
So around the body and just very intentional, very powerful. And she also has a space, so she creates space for artists.
mm.
So yeah, I know. Like she's so amazing. But yeah, B Body, I know, and CEO. But I'll send it to you. I'll send them to you. And then um, I'm still like I'm new here at least in the area, so I'm still getting to know beautiful souls here. Like I forgot her last name, but I'll send it to you too. Camilla. So she works around birth. And
Mhm,
so she has been, and so do I. And in time, I will be developing classes to help mothers to be connect with the soul within them, themselves, but
mhm,
also their homes, their community, their family. So it's a sacred place. So they're preparing for a sacred birth because that's another thing. Yeah, that's another world, but yeah, I won't even go there. But yeah, I can't even summarize it. But yeah, she's doing beautiful work around that, but also creating red tents. So once a month, yeah, I don't know if you know what red tents are, but
yeah, if you could explain.
but there's communities I mean, around the world that still do it, but the idea is that for menstruating people, that time for yourself. So
Mm,
there are communities, yeah, you don't do anything. Can you imagine? They're
uh-huh.
like, you're going through a transformation literally right now. You are shedding things, not just for yourself, but for the people around you
Mhm,
energetically during this time. And we will take care of you. We will feed you. You rest when you want. We clean your home. We tend to your family. Yes, you do you. So you don't have PMS. So you don't, go cray cray and all of these awful things because not only are you energetically cleansing, but then doing everything, working 9 to 5, taking care of your family. No, no. So once a month they do this, but it's not quite like a typical red tent, but the idea is we commune with beautiful, like-minded people, and
mm,
we have food. We share our gifts, our services with one another. We cry, we laugh, we have music,
mm,
anything. And so also she does self-care Saturdays. So it was I think 2 weeks ago. It was fantastic. So I'm gonna send you her info because she invited men, people who identify, I should say too. Everyone has a womb. I'm gonna be clear. So whether or not you have a uterus and you menstruate, or you had a hysterectomy, or male, whatever, we all have a space within us where we create.
Mm-hmm.
You do, everybody does. So we invited anyone to the red tent and we learned from each other. We learned about cycles because everyone has them. You have
Mm-hmm.
your own cycle, Zulema. I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe right now you're winter. Maybe I'm summer, I'm spring, whatever. We all have our own unique internal like cycle, and then there's the world around. I mean, it's fantastic. So it was a beautiful time to just share and to
Mm-hmm.
learn and to be and hold space. So I will share with you that information. I mean, it's the beautiful people here I'm meeting. It's just fantastic. And yeah, I know people. I know people who have the white buffalo up in Ohio. She is part Lakota. So she
Mm-hmm.
take, I can, yes, the list can go on and on and on. But I can I can send you a list. But I'm meeting more and more people. Yeah, who are just and young people who are really, including yourself, who are, no matter how difficult it is, stepping into, not even stepping into, emanating their brilliance and their medicine.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. And being more and more aligned with it and sharing it. And it's just very inspiring because they're usually younger than me. Usually I used to be the young one in the group, and now they're
Yeah.
younger than me. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, let's keep building this bridge and making it strong and bright and beautiful, and bringing more people on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's incredible. And anything you send me to when I post the live stream, I'll just tag them underneath.
Mm.
And go back and follow them. Yeah,
Mhm.
I haven't heard of those folks, and that just sounds incredible and definitely something that I want to incorporate here. Because like so at the Mutual Aid Hub, we have like the back where we have fires and like store for stuff for the reparations free store, and like when we support with the Love Has No Borders free market, and then in the front we have the like main reparations garden where right now we're growing yucca, broccoli,
Mm.
potatoes, different types of spinach, avocados, papayas, bananas, katuk, that's really
Oh.
greens. Yeah, so I definitely want to host folks like if there's anything that you want to do here, like if you want to do something and to uplift what you're doing or have a ceremony here or anything like
Mm.
that, you're always welcome.
Thank
And I just have this space for us. Like it is a place
you.
where white folks can come and do labor and support and do the reparations work that they should have been before the space existed. And then BIPOC folks can come with a space where you know that we are protected and supported, and we center queer and trans and disabled folks. Like the garden is wheelchair accessible, and we always have like a free pantry and a free closet and appliances and like
Mm.
take what you need, leave what you don't. If you need to come heal and rest, we're gonna have qigong practitioners here,
Mm.
like she tolls who will be on tomorrow. And the main person are people, because it's a couple of Black women now who started the NAP ministry. Have you heard of them in Atlanta?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So the NAP ministry is a group of Black women who recognize, like many Black people have throughout history, that we as a people that can now be proven in all the studies, because people always want those these days, in all of the studies confirming things that we already knew as a community. When we're talking about America with three Ks, that's our Abya Yala. Black people get the least amount of rest, leisure time, and sleep of any racialized group in the nation.
Mm.
That has continued as a direct legacy of chattel slavery and now prison slavery that we are fighting. And they not only did all this research, but they actually create these like beautiful, huge art installations and sacred spaces in public for Black folks to rest. They create custom music and like have just healers and all of these wonderful people to facilitate this. And I want to have that here in Florida, in Tampa, because not everybody like me is fortunate enough to be able to go to Atlanta, for recluse once a year or something like that.
Mhm.
We shouldn't have to travel 8 hours just to get the healing that we need. So that's something that I am so inspired by them that they're doing so intentionally and intersectionally too, because they recognize explicitly that this is an important part of us creating the world outside of the systems we live in that we all deserve. And I cannot wait. And if you want to be a part of that, as an invitation to you and anyone who is watching who wants to help facilitate that, whether that be as a non-Black person, just uplifting the event, or donating like beds, for instance, for people to rest in, because I want to have them like all throughout the garden, and I
Mhm.
want to do it like when it's not hot again, like in the quote unquote fall, because
Mhm.
Florida, we have 2 seasons.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
But I just want to uplift the NAP ministry because that
Mhm.
has been one of the most life changing things for me that I've ever witnessed and seen. Just like,
Mhm.
especially Black elders, just sleeping in like a bed of flowers, like just surrounded by like flowers and love and blessings. Like,
Mhm. Ease. You don't have to worry about people looking at you a certain way or literally being called on or shot,
mm-hmm,
stabbed,
mm-hmm,
or being misjudged. How
mm-hmm.
nice would that be?
We're
That
gonna get it. We're gonna get
your body
it.
is honored and respected, no matter what it looks like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As a being. So it sounds lovely. So yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Just be on the lookout, everybody. And if anyone has questions too or wants to collaborate, you're welcome to direct message me, shoot me an email, whatever, because like this is the year of power. Like my ancestors have been very, very loud.
Mhm.
And that this is a year of power where, we had the uprisings in 2020. We saw a lot of reparations in 2021. And I just have never seen in my sphere, in my community, and little Tampa Bay, Florida, so many incredible Black practitioners, healers, lovers, caregivers who are just like really sitting in the power of what they're doing and being unapologetic and just like want to collaborate. So I see so much incredibleness in your future and your work and just all the things here in our area because like how could we not? Like this is it. Like I feel it. I don't know about you. I'm feeling
Mhm.
it. I'm
It's
feeling it.
time. It's time.
Long been time. And I just want to say one more time, thank you for taking the time out of your life to sit here with
Mhm.
me and the Instagram community here today and share your energy and your love and care. And I wanted to ask lastly, is there anything you just want to say in closing before we say goodbye to everybody?
Oh, thank you so much for having me here and to share my medicine, my voice, and to have it honored and heard. So
Mhm,
thank you. That's like probably the most beautiful thing we can do for one another
mhm,
is to just hear one another. So thank you. Thank you for all who joined. Um, thank you because you're a part of this too. And all those who will, right? Who will see and
mhm,
watch this, thank you. Thank you for supporting you and the beautiful work you're doing from your heart. And I sincerely wish that it just continues to evolve like into the purest state, you
mhm.
know?
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
to me, I can only do so as you do so. It's you are that, you know? So, um, thank you for seeing the Black community in its entirety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just some Black people, all Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think witnessing what is possible, and I think tending to the wounds, that's what you're helping to do. So, yeah, I'm very grateful. And as we connect with one another, all of us, Black or not, you know, because in the end, we know also different. We know we're not our skin color. We know that. We know
Mm-hmm.
that. We know that. So, all of us, as we tend to ourselves and one another, it's just so beautiful what we're weaving. We're tending to our communities, yes, but we
Mm-hmm.
know like it's so much deeper than that. Our ancestors knew too.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to tend to ourselves. We got to tend to the wounds that have been made and created.
Mm-hmm.
We got to.
And be real and just be real, you
To
know?
be real and to honor that and to honor ourselves. And as we do, let us weave together this story
Yes.
together, you know? So, oh,
Yeah.
it's all good. And
I'm so excited for it. Well, all of the rest and blessings and care for you and your kin and everybody who is watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your Sunday. And
mm-hmm.
been lovely. Have a wonderful day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.